Hello, awesome people. I hope you are having just an absolutely magnificent day today. Today we're taking a look at the next short story in this collection called Renegade Swords, which I'll link you to in the comments below. This is the sequel to the previous one, a 15-page short story by Lin Carter. The first one was called The Tribe of the Dragon, and this one is called The Pillars of Hell for you folks. And so this is, again, a 20-page long short story. It's set in our past, back in the caveman era. And each of these were intended to be sequels of each other with a different character in each concept's generations. So the first one was the boy who was and this tribe is following the Dragon Star and moving south from the north, which is where some bad stuff is happening, and death is around every inch as there's a cold age, an ice age happening. So they have to move south, and now they have arrived at a desert in this one, and so forth. And the next person is the son of the previous one's hero, protagonist, and two. It's the second one, and these are the only times that they've been reprinted. Just as a reminder, this book's all about those reprints from things that might have been forgotten in the Sword and Sorcery genre, or characters in this case that have been heavily by popular authors that just never picked up because they just weren't heavily published in their era, or they might just have one story, like there's one in here by Robert E. Howard, the guy who poorly put Sword and Sorcery on the map in a major way with Conan and a cult. That's another example. So basically, what's happening here is that we have to cross the desert and such, and our leader, the chief, is the son and best friend of our guy in the previous story, and the father of our protagonist in this short story. So he and they have arrived at a desert and so forth, and they're about ready to cross it. And again, no spoilers, right? I'd just like to give you the first couple of pages, but then as they start to cross this desert and so forth, some bad stuff will happen to them after they camp at night and such. So that's basically the key parts of what's happens. And now the bad stuff is happening to our main characters, and we have to figure out moving forward what they're going to do and such. And so that's the concept of it. I do like it. The previous one I thought was a nice diversion because Lin Carter could be a little derivative of his time. His stories either feel like a Robert E. Howard pastiche, or literally Conan's story, or a Robert E. Howard, John Carter of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs pastiche, or a Lovecraft pastiche in the Cthulhu Mythos, but are rarely like his own stuff. And this one actually feels like its own series, and this is just the last one and such, because he never wrote in this again. I don't know why. Maybe it just wasn't popular. I do like him as an editor more than a writer, and so which I've actually talked before in a video called The Case for Carter, but this is more of a, I feel like this one's a little less good than the previous one. I don't think it uses its extra 5 pages well. So I'm giving this one more of a 7 out of 10. Whereas I gave the previous one a 7.5 out of 10 for you folks. I do like the enemy and so forth, but I saw what was going to happen, right, and such. So I don't really feel as strong about this one as I did the introduction. And while this one's longer, I don't feel like it uses its extra length well, if you will. So that's Lin Carter's. This is The Pillars of Hell for you folks. 7 out of 10. So have you read it? If so, what did you think about it? Let me know about it in the comments below, whatever your thoughts are. Or if you agree or disagree with my 7 out of 10, please let me know that too. Again, no spoilers for you folks. And then just as a reminder, if you like this video, why not hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon if you're feeling frisky, and then let your friends know, like Sword and Sorcery friends, or fantasy friends, or Lin Carter friends, but whatever they like and such. Thanks. And then as a reminder, this channel's name is The Worst Thing About New Books. That's a quote by a French philosopher named Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones, right? So definitely some older stuff, right, for you folks. That's up from the 70s. And then finally, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing and watching my video, because we all have so many things, right, that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spend this time with me, that's incredibly humbling. So I appreciate it much. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.